Young Berg, let's go through this right quick.
I seen the video you sent me.
Let's get straight to it. What you think about it?
So I always feel like Young Berg is one that definitely has no filter and gives no fucks about what anybody says or thinks about him.
Absolutely.
First off.
Okay.
What he said about, well, first get the background. What are we referencing?
So Young Berg was on Nori's podcast, the Drink Champs podcast, which is a great podcast. To give
it does look fun. I need to watch it.
It's actually a lot of fun. He has a lot of good. Nori's podcast is cool because he gets like older people who we grew up on, and it's cool to hear them talk. And then now he's starting to mix in because a lot of people came to him and was like, yo, I hear you keep celebrating. Like, we want to celebrate the older dudes. Which is cool, but you shitting on the younger dudes to big up the older dudes, and it's not fair. So now he's starting to get more younger people on there, which is super dope. And, but it was cool because he used to get older people on there and they used to give stories about like when they were coming up. Like Fat Joe is on there talking about how Pun was pulling people in literally the projects in a van and pulling Uzis out on them. How, they're talking about video. It's a lot of shit on there. You know what I'm saying? Like Pun is good. I mean, excuse me. Fat Joe's episode is good. Diddy episode is good. 50 Cent's episode is good. Nas was good. But also in that, he gets you drunk and high if you partake.
Okay.
So in that episode, he has Hitmaka, but we know him as Young Berg.
Okay, but the reason I asked you this to give a background of the show is because he did the same thing with him, right? So he's basically telling stories of when he came up in the game and
Absolutely.
things that he experiences.
It's cool.
Maybe I'm hungry.
I know.
Things he experienced while he was coming up, and he was giving his stories, which is cool, right? Mm-hmm. If you are in the game and you did some stuff, you gotta be prepared that your name is gonna be pulled into some bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. So he brought up Whitney Houston about how him and Ray J used to hang out, and he got a hotel room, and he walked in Ray's room and Whitney was there naked. I mean, and he was just like, he seen her naked. All right, cool. That ain't.
It was a weak ass story.
I think it was the fact that it was Whitney Houston.
Absolutely.
And I thought
the coolest part about the story is that they took Whitney Houston to the nigga club.
To the club. Yeah.
And I've been to Compound.
Yeah.
Compound Atlanta is a nigga club.
Yeah.
The fact that you had a woman who sold 10 million albums off of 10 million minimum albums off of a soundtrack. Whitney Houston's greatest singer of all time.
Yeah.
She don't supposed to be in Compound. But go ahead.
And I think that part and the part of him saying that's what made his story like, wow, you really did that. So
absolutely.
I get it. Then he goes talking about Tory Naughton from Power, from 3 Dub. Now, what he said about her,
that story wasn't even that good.
I don't think the fact that it was good is the fact of who it is. Mm-hmm. The fact that, she's popping right now because of Power.
Absolutely.
And, her status now. And he can say he don't know her name or we didn't want to say her name, but we know who you're talking about, bro. You can just say it. But
absolutely.
I just feel like he just don't care. Like, he just one of those niggas, like, if a female mess with him, like, you need to be prepared what you getting yourself into before, if shit goes left or something.
Let me tell you my problem with Young Berg. And the part of the clip I sent you the actual episode, and I started off at did you watch it from the beginning?
Wherever you sent it.
Where I sent it at. Yeah. So I hit the right timestamp so you could see that part.
Yeah, you did. Good job, bucko.
Yeah. I was like, she only gonna listen to like 3 minutes of this, so I need to.
Yeah, that shit is 2 hours long.
Yeah. But it starts off about him talking about his relationship with Ray J and how it is conditional. And for us who knows Young Berg from when we were in high school and in college, mm-hmm. he was the light-skinned dude with the hazel eyes who thought he was a pretty boy, who became like a punching bag because, he was getting picked on. He's like the dude who used to get thrown in the lockers in high school. But what happens is that dude who used to get thrown in the locker in high school is actually like now super popular, and he's shitting on everybody and like, I don't care because I remember when y'all used to clown me, but now y'all need me.
I can see that.
And that's even when he was talking about his relationship with Ray J, he was like, yo, I'm popping now. That's the only reason why Ray J wants to be around me.
Yeah.
And which is probably true,
Yeah.
by the way. But his other demeanor is, I can shit on everybody because y'all need me. And that shit runs out just like that. Like, that shit runs out very quick. So when I was listening to it, and I don't know why Notori called her stray, because she didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
because Nori was just like,
kid minding her own business.
Nori was just like, yo, who you fuck? And he was just like, the girl from Power.
Yeah.
I fucked her when she was in 3LW. We was listening to 3LW what, in middle school?
My thing is, of all the females you done had sex with, because I'm pretty sure there is a ton.
Thousands. Absolutely.
What you picked it, like, he did this strategically. Like, no matter how like raw he may be and blunt he may be, like, you saying rude stuff, I believe you wholeheartedly, but you picked that person for a reason. Like,
yeah, well, and then she comes out and like, bro, I've never met him before. And I felt like I was like, when I was listening to it, I was like,
So she did come out and say that? You said?
She said, I don't even know him. And then he was like, he came back out because he released a statement. He was like, I called Nori. I asked him to take it out. Nori pretty much said, fuck it. No. And he was like, it is what it is. And I just felt like, I know what she's saying, but I know my truth. I'm sticking to it. And I don't doubt it, but I don't know who to believe. I just know it was just corny to listen to. However, I do find it funny that while it was corny, I do find it funny that Angela Yee was on the Breakfast Club and was like, oh, I don't want to play what Berg said about her because I thought it was corny. And I'm thinking to myself, like, girl, you play corny shit all the time. Who are you to pick and choose whatever? But I know how she gets down. She gets down with the, nothing.
Y'all said she dating Plies?
She's definitely dating Plies. You never noticed they never mention Plies?
Well, Plies don't be doing shit, do we?
We wouldn't know. She tell us what everybody else doing. She never mentions Plies. And I remember one time somebody called on the radio and said that she was dating Plies. They cut that call so quick and everybody started laughing.
If they are dating, this is the most secretive.
Ain't that secretive? Every CIAA, he be at her parties. You know what I'm saying? I think it's still known that they date. I don't know if they, well, whatever. But what I do find is, I thought that their relationship really was going to break the fence when Gucci said what he said a couple years ago or last year, and Plies didn't say anything. But yeah, it's like a little secret relationship that everybody knows but nobody talks about. The White House is doing a transition. We don't give a shit. We know about time.